Okay, after having played with Sharpie and the alcohol and everything, I figured out the best way to go in and do a tie-dye shoe. And more color is actually better, and it flows out better. So here's an example I did of a tie-dyed kid's shoe. And as you can see, it looks really tie-dye and it has the spiral. So I'm going to show how to go in, and I got the huge package of like 80s glam and the neon yellow, pink, and then a neon green and orange. Actually, it's a lime green, and you have like a sky blue and then a lavender. And so I have the full rainbow selection here, but I work with the primaries first and then fill in with the secondary colors. And we want to reverse our spiral. So I'm going to kind of show you how to do this. And what you want to do is you're doing a spiral. And you want to start off with your yellow. And because we started this way, we want to start this way. So what you want to do is you want to find your center point in the shoe. Make a dot. Then what you want to do is you want to spiral it out. And you want to keep going all the way around. Okay, now you want to get your pink, and you're going to take that center dot and you're going to spiral it around. Okay. Then what you want to do is take your blue and you want to spiral it around in the middle of it all. Like that. Okay, now the next thing you want to do once you've done that is you want to start off small and go larger. So you want to do jagged lines back and forth, and you want to get bigger where you do single strokes. So you're doing single strokes. You're going to come around and you're going to get even bigger, because when you look at a spiral tie-dye, which I tie-dye, your tie-dye section starts off small and gets bigger. And just follow that line until it's nice and big. Okay, then you want to take your pink and you want to go in and you want to start off small like that, doing single strokes, single lines, and then getting bigger and bigger. And you don't want it exact, because when you do a tie-dye, when you actually look at a tie-dyed shirt, it's not exact. It's not perfect either. So go in and make it bigger. And it's okay if you don't get into those crevices. Most likely the alcohol will take it into those crevices. So make it nice and big. And then you want to take your blue. Remember, start off small. And get bigger. Okay. And then we're going to go in and Fill in that zone right there. And then what you can do is go back here and fill in this zone. And then fill in this zone. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to start filling in our secondary colors. And so what you want to do is you want to keep in mind pink and yellow make orange. So what you want to do is you want to take your orange and you want to go in between there and make very small strokes. And then you enlarge it and you're blending the two together. As you can see, it's starting to blend together. And filling in the white sections between. And you just kind of follow that all the way around. And you can color in sections that are in between. And you do that all the way around. Okay, then you want to look at your next one, which is going to be where you see your blue and yellow connecting. Blue and yellow make green, so you need to get out your green and go in and touch those colors together. If you want more yellow showing, pull that green into the blue more. And then you want to bring that over here and pull that green in there. And because the yellow shows up more, you want to do the strokes more in there. And then come over here and blend that green in over here. Our last color that we're going to go in and blend in is our purple, which is where our pink and our blue touch, which makes purple. Then you want to go in and short stroke that all the way, filling in that color in between the blue and the pink. And you can make that wider as you go along. And I do the tongue, and that's the thing with the tongue going up in there. You want to kind of follow your color line when adding your colors to your tongue. Follow that color line that we did. I won't say that that's an easy thing. And I finished with the yellow in the back and moved and blended the colors to the side, so it's like a sunset in the back that moves into a spiral tie-dye in the front. But that's the thing to keep in mind, is when you go to the back to just follow the color range until you meet up to a single color, which is usually yellow in the back. So I'm going to kind of demonstrate this with a dry brush. What you're doing is you're dipping your brush, and this is my personal preference. I like using a brush in a little cup. And I feel like you have more control when you use a brush, and I'm just using a medium flat brush. And what I do is I start by dipping it and dipping a dot in the middle, and then dipping it and then going around the spiral. Keep dipping. And the thing is, you can take the brush and you can also push in the direction of the spiral, and you just keep going round and round until you do this side. And it bleeds out like that into a real nice tie-dye effect. After I do that and I let it dry, now I like to go in and clean my lines up and everything, and take my black Sharpie And I like to go in on the base where this ridge is. You'll see this ridge where the light's hitting. I like to go in there and clean that up with a black Sharpie, as you can see that I've done right here. I also like to fill in the seam lines. So I do a black line in between the seams here, black line in between the seams here, and I do a black edging all the way around and on the tongue. And then after I do that, because this is a rougher texture here than the actual outside, I go in and do a thin, real light touch of alcohol on the inner side so that we don't affect and bleed the black end. So you want to do it up in the inside when you touch that alcohol, just the inside. And it's barely any, you're barely putting any on the brush. And then make sure you, if you want to, you can do a black stripe through the seam here. After you do that, you just let them dry and they're done. This is my preferred way of doing tie-dye shoes with Sharpies. My personal opinion, it's best to add more color rather than less, and when you do the actual jagged edging, you get a better spiral and a better color change to make it look more professional. Okay, well that's it. You're done.